Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week when you get ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. The main man, the real, still the real Anthony D. And your main man, Jersey's finest, the hood representative, Uncle Freezy. Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's number one Chief Rock Knicks Universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy. I'm joined by the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser. Still, the real Anthony D is in the building. We behind the scenes chopping it up, talking about he don't know. I hate to have to school Anthony D on good music, right? I have to school Anthony D on good music. Sometimes.
After he heard mine, but go ahead.
They were good selections. They were good selections. Salute to Knicks fans everywhere. Everybody watching this, salute y'all. Right now, they were good selections. But you know, I'm a Tom Bell fan. Right? So I like the Delphonics, the Stylistics, the Spinners. Right? That's my bag. I'm not a Temptations fan, not a or whatever. And no disrespect to them. I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying my taste is more the lead singer being
Whoa now. Let's remember, I don't mean to cut your soliloquy, my brother. Let's not have a assalamu alaikum moment so early in the show. David Ruffin is lead singer that's on the greatest intro in music history, My Girl. Let's just understand that. You know, a 3-month baby right now, baby, and here, dun, 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 and you already know it kick off from right there. Dun, 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 woo, woo, woo. Right. All right, but go ahead.
Right. Yeah, the Temptations have 49 lead singers.
Yeah. I thought it was 53.
And shout out to my brothers in Philly. And they're not really my brothers. We're not really related by blood. We related by relation. You know how you meet somebody and you just be just like this, just off of rip. Shout out to Tony Ruffin and all my guys from Philadelphia, man, who I met. And as soon as we met, we just hit it off on the rip. Right. As soon as he was like, yo, what's up, man? How you doing? Hey, man, I'm good, man. My name Uncle Freezy. He's like, come on in, Uncle Freezy, man. Come in here, sit down, man. Such. And we start talking. We start talking about sports. We start talking about Knicks versus Sixers. We start talking about music. We start talking about fashion. We start talking about relationship. All of that. It's like if you met your blood brother when you were 30 years old, y'all had never met.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Tony Ruffin, man. He is the nephew of the late great David Ruffin, right? And so when he said that, when he first told me, he's like, "Yo, you know, David Ruffin is my uncle." I was like, "Stop lying! Everybody say that, right? Everybody say that. Like I be saying, World Be Free is my uncle. World Be Free ain't my uncle. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never met that man.
Yeah, just slightly favored.
yeah, a little bit, a little bit in the dark. You know what I'm saying? We look
real dark.
So when you were mentioning the music selection just now, man, Isaac Hayes. Of course, you know what I'm going to say about Isaac Hayes. He all right.
Oh, God.
Isaac Hayes is okay.
Damn near shifted my entire internal fortitude. Oh my God.
Right. Right.
You may have to do the show by yourself. If that's what you really wanted to do, Freezy, you could have just told me that 20 minutes ago.
Bro, everybody has their own music taste, bro. We got to respect that. Everybody come from different places, different spaces, bro.
Freezy, you don't like the look of love?
It's all right. It's all right, bro.
Oh, wow.
Bro, it's bro, I just like different type of Isaac Hayes is okay. I like the Oakland Stroke. I like the music out of Oakland during that time. I like Sly and the Family Stone. I like Graham Central Station, Larry Graham. 1 in a million. I like that.
Freezy, I love all of that as well. Isaac Hayes does the soundtrack for Shaft in Africa. What are we talking about here?
I understand.
How can we be okay, for hip hop fans, right? Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt, the big records on that, Isaac Hayes samples.
Right. Now we get it. Reasonable Doubt is right. Reasonable Doubt is right, bro. I'm telling you.
You may put me in Breezy, I don't care if you 6'7", my guy. Let me help you out.
With sneakers on, bro. With
sneakers on.
Not really that tall in real life.
Let me help you out. With faith, I can accomplish the impossible. Right. Let me help you out, sir. Let me help you out. If you really wanted to upset me this morning, you could have told me that 20 minutes ago.
Nah, I ain't trying to. Nah, man.
You might as well just went total Scooby-Doo. You might as well went total Scooby-Doo out here this morning. I don't know what happened, what's in the coffee, what woke you up about the Knicks when you was on the edge. On the ledge.
I'm still there. I'm still there. I'm just controlling it.
Well, why are you taking it out on good music fans and me? And particularly, why are you taking it out on me? What did I do to you?
All I'm saying is that we can all appreciate and like each other and be different.
That's facts. But at some point in time, I remembered, I think I was in the 3rd grade when I learned about fractions and the common denominator.
Right. I feel you. I'm just saying Isaac Hayes is right. I like Lou Rawls. I like Barry White. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even like Barry White. We've had this discussion before. Barry. How you gonna like Barry White and not like Isaac Hayes? They dominate the 70s.
Barry White is smooth. I listen to the Seek. I listen to.
Do you know? Do you know that Isaac Hayes wrote "Deja Vu"?
No, I ain't know that.
For Dionne Warwick.
I ain't know that.
And then sung it with her in a duet. They even did it live.
I ain't know that.
Isaac Hayes is forever. And Deja Vu is like, what, 1981, I think? So we're talking about like...
I know Isaac Hayes is Chef. Chat, I know Isaac Hayes as Chef. That's my favorite version of Isaac Hayes. If you know what I'm talking about when I say Isaac Hayes as Chef, then salute to y'all.
Isaac Hayes comes from out of the deep soul South, working with Sam and Dave.
Yeah.
And the late, great Otis Redding.
Yeah, he was better.
Isaac Hayes is a shorty in those times as part of the writing situations down there. I don't even want to get it wrong.
He was. Yeah,
that's how much Isaac Hayes means. And you better go to the Knicks. You better go to the Knicks. Go to the
Isaac Hayes.
Tell me why you upset by the Knicks.
Yo, for with my 60-somethings at for my 60-somethings in the chat, I'm just telling y'all that Isaac Hayes is alright.
Oh God.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying, bro, that's a compliment. What are we saying? Yo, you can't get we got to call everybody the GOAT every time we bring up somebody's name, we gotta call them the GOAT.
This is why young people get confused when they hear us sometimes. Because when we kind of feel a certain way about the greats, and then we get upset when they feel a certain way about us. You understand what I'm saying? This is exactly why. You know, this is why sometimes a young person look at you and be like, yeah, whatever you said, that's all right. I'm listening to what I'm listening to, and I'm feeling how I'm feeling, because we have, and you're right, Freezy, you're entitled to your opinion, you're entitled to, you know, to feel how you feel about certain musics and things like that. But when I think of Isaac Hayes and a song like, you know, The Look of Love, and when you can't even get an artist to do a 30-second instrumental leading into their record, let alone a full 5, 6, 7 minutes intro before he even goes, because he's the original. He's the original panty dropper right there.
Right.
And then it's the look of love. I'm not even gonna go back. But why are you mad about that?
No, all I'm saying is this. I like Isaac Hayes, he aight, but I'm not ready to just throw away artists like Freddie Scott and Willie Hutch just because Isaac Hayes is good. Willie Hutch also did a soundtrack.
Willie Hutch is oh my God, Willie. I was listening to Willie Hutch this morning. Willie Hutch, that's the Mac. That's
bro. I'm saying that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying.
I choose you.
Brothers got to work it out.
Brothers got to work it out,
bro. I mean, yeah.
There's a lot. I get what you're saying, Freezy, and I didn't mean to say that he's the GOAT of all the GOATs, but he's in the era of GOATs, and it's a feel of them.
That's what the point I was trying to get to is that entire era, that feeling, all of that. I love all them dudes, bro.
Yeah,
I love man, Freddie Scott, man, come on, man.
Freddie Scott is dangerous.
You got what I need.
You got what I need. Oh my God. Oh my! You could have said that. You didn't have to walk me all over the ledge with you.
I was trying to
because you on the ledge. You done brought me. You brought me out there. Like the fans don't know. We didn't even say. Look at that. Look how long we into. Good morning, Knicks fans. Gonna join us yet again with being Freezy and I nod to salute Wiz,
right?
East Brew Drew, old head. You know what I mean?
Wiz is in the building.
Wiz is in the building. But you see what Freezy done did to us this morning, and I'm taking it you're upset for a particular reason about the Knicks, but you didn't share it with me behind the scenes.
Nah,
I caught a little bit of it, early this morning, a little bit, and I told you that, so I don't really know why you're upset. You so mad, you don't put the Mets hat on just to feel good about yourself. you don't put the Mets hat on to feel good about yourself this morning. Dreaming of Juan Soto is gonna do magical things for you.
He's gonna bring us a championship like Aaron Rodgers did for the Jets. Right? That's the sense I'm at, bro. I'm not throwing shots at the Jets, right? I'm just drawing a parallel. Like how one person is gonna save your entire existence. But it never worked. But I feel good in the moment, though.
But you have to feel good in the moment because you've been little brother your entire life.
Yep.
You know what I
Born little
mean?
brother.
Yeah, born little brother. You know what I
Yep.
mean? That's, when little brother, even for the smallest moment, supplants big brother, because it's really just a small moment.
Yeah.
It's always just a small moment. Kind of like Brooklyn with KD and Kyrie and that one. I don't even mention his name. Great
This
player
one, that
still.
one, and
This one, that one, and the next one.
right.
Remember, it was a small moment, and it made me feel the way you made me feel a few minutes ago. That July, you know, but small moment.
Yeah.
So why you mad, sir? Tell the people.
AD. So it's been 50 plus years since the Knicks have won a championship. In that 50 plus years of waiting, half of that time, we have not even been to the NBA finals, right? And so, what the thing that ruins a relationship is not somebody being bad all the time, right? What ruins relationships is a dream deferred, right? The promises, right? The promises ruin the relationship because when somebody meets you and they understand, they get to know what your flaws are, they can deal with your flaws, they can work around it. They can be like Anthony D is a late sleeper. He don't like getting up at 7:15.
That's a
AD
lie.
AD. I'm just saying in general. I'm just saying in general. Right. I'm just saying it in general. Like like AD like to sleep till 9 o'clock. Well, for some people, 9 o'clock is early, right? For me, 9 o'clock, I'm feeling like a lot of the day is past. Right. That's me personally. Right. A lot of the day is past. I feel like, I didn't check on the news. I didn't have, I walk in the living room, turn on some MSNBC, some CNN, some Fox, whatever is the most entertaining, hilarious at the time, right? To figure out what's going on. Um, and that's me. So you can work around that. If you're a late sleeper and you're around me, I'm gonna walk in the other room. I'm gonna turn the TV on, man, get some coffee going, man, maybe play some music, try to get my mind right for the day. If you're a late sleeper, you know that, right? So you already know when that time of day, man, just make your room dark. Just stay. You know what I'm saying? Like some things about me, like with me, I'ma always state my opinion clearly on the internet, so there are no misunderstandings.
I think so.
Right.
I think that's absolutely fair to say about Uncle Freezy.
Right. Because in doing so, right, in doing so, you know exactly where I stand on some things. Like when I said the thing about Isaac Hayes, like Isaac Hayes is all right. I'm not saying that Isaac Hayes is bad. I'm saying that entire era of music hits home for me, and I don't think it's fair to pick one name out of the group and anoint that person as
But that's why I was playing this morning, Freezy. You
I
remember
know.
when you came in? That's why that's what it was this morning because I was well. I'm always feeling a certain mood for the most part, but
Right.
this Isaac Hayes was definitely the mood to get me into ready for the show and so forth.
Tower of Power, man. Lenny Williams, The only thing I didn't like about Tower of Power is Lenny Williams they should have had more structure to their music, right? Like them can function Ohio players. Um, that
Well,
that post that
well,
post Isaac Hayes, not post
well,
Isaac Hayes,
not post Isaac Hayes, definitely not
but
post Isaac Hayes,
but
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 that's the band. Those are bands.
right.
That's the band era, before
Isaac
Lenny
Hayes
goes.
had a
No, but it's not the band in Isaac Hayes.
Are you
It's
talking about they're not the featured artist? I got you.
no, he's working with a major band, but it's not.
Right,
You know, it's Isaac Hayes.
right.
But so continue, sir. I didn't mean to
Nah,
stop you, sir.
now what I'm getting at is people can be different as long as you understand the differences, right? Like with the Knicks, I can understand the hindrances that prevent the Knicks from being a championship level team, right? But the promises part, the selling of hope part, is the part that frustrates me. Like every year, there are new additions to the roster, and it's the same old song. Give Tom Thibodeau, um, give Tom Thibodeau 50 games in order to get this thing right, and then the last 32 games, he gonna have a missile that's gonna take off and get out of here. And then we wait them 50 games, and then the team get hot, but the missile always fails to launch. Like Tom Thibodeau has had 4 complete seasons to get to the NBA Finals. Now, the first 2 years, it's not fair to say he should have taken those teams to the finals. The first year, you could say that was a masterclass on coaching, right? A very flawed roster that made the playoffs. That team should have been a lottery team. And Tom Thibodeau got them to the playoffs, got them to the 4th seed. That second year, though, that's all Tibbs' fault. Last year, I'm sorry, not last year, but the Jalen Brunson, for the first Jalen Brunson year, him and Josh Hart, that's all Tom Thibodeau, bro.
That's the second year.
No,
that's the third year. I'm sorry, that's
yeah,
third.
yeah. And then last year, where everybody hurt, and we look, that's all on Tibbs, bro. I don't care. I don't care. We're not gonna play this game of every year give Tom Thibodeau 50 games for him to figure it out, and then the playoffs come, and then we still have shortcomings. Nah, bro. This is the 5th year.
Okay, Freezy. All right, I'm with you, Freezy, and I believe in-game coaching what you got in the biggest game of the year is a whole different thing than coaching to that point. Okay? So let me just start out from right there. I'm with you right there. Okay? But let's go right to last year. Management, we can't be mad at them because you can't foresee that Randall is going to get hurt when you're playing the best ball of any point in time in the Knicks in this tenure, right? But while that's happening, Dallas goes out and gets not 1 big, but 2. It's the pivot. And when you don't pivot, you then tell your coach he needs to pivot. What's he supposed to do when Embiid hurts a guy who's already hurt and knocks him out for the rest of the year?
AD, you know what you could do? You cannot trade Obi Toppin for 2 second-round picks that don't mean nothing.
Okay.
Right? Tom Thibodeau didn't want to play Obi Toppin.
I wouldn't have played him neither because he wasn't giving you necessarily what you needed on a consistent basis, which is from the 4. Remember, Obi can't even slide to the 5 sometimes.
No,
he's not a 5.
He
doesn't have the mass. Right? And when he's on the wing at the 3, when we saw him, when they tried to kind of do that a little bit, whatever, it's lost.
Kenny Walker.
So my thing to you is, Freezy, I get it, but his deficiencies has been also because of management's deficiencies in the key moments, right? Okay. Now, you want to go into the end game when it's on the line so far for us.
Right.
He's like a D right now.
Yeah.
Like a D.
Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
AD, how often do you, and I'm asking you as a fan, how often do the Knicks, when the Knicks go in the 4th quarter in a deficit, do you feel like the Knicks can win that game?
I feel it all the time. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel that that's I don't feel. I'll never go into those fourth quarters or late third quarters or whatever and think we can't win. I've never had that.
Right.
Not since the early parts
not since
yeah.
RJ. I mean, not
Yeah.
RJ, but before Tibbs.
Yeah. Not since or right in Tibbs' early part where we didn't respect Randall to all of a sudden become one of the top 15 players in the game. You know, not since the pandemic. You know what I mean? Not that, you know what I mean. See what I'm saying? But now, I just think he makes, if we're talking about straight regular season in game so far, he's had some moments where it just doesn't make any sense to me. And it takes me back to a clip that I saw over this weekend here where Alonzo Mourning was talking about the big today versus the big then. And he was calling out names and he was like, these guys today are not really big. And he was like, Duckworth, 7'1", 280. Him, David Robinson, Ewing. He just went on and on. Rick Smits.
James Donaldson.
He just went on and on of Yao Ming. He just went on and on in that era of bigs that was really bigs. And the point of it was the big controlled, Shaq, the big controlled the paint. You see what I'm saying? The big control the paint. We don't have that. We don't play like that.
Jeff Ruland.
Even Jeff Ruland, when you came into the lane and you got fouled, the ref would even tell you, this is the big lad.
Hey, toughen up. Toughen up, Buttercup.
This the
I
big
saw a referee tell Moses Malone that. I went back and watched that Sixers game where Jeff Ruland had like 26 points, 26 rebounds, like 14 assists, and like 9 steals. Some weird game where you remember Jeff Malone?
Absolutely.
Where Jeff Malone was knocking down corner threes, and they were like, "Oh my God, Jeff Malone!"
But Jeff Malone was knocking down the 15 to 18.
Yeah.
Consistently lost art. Right,
yeah,
but my point was
in Utah. Remember him in Utah?
Absolutely,
right.
But not to cut you, Freezy. My point was with the bigs is that when you have a decisive advantage, which the Knicks have every night, and I'm not talking about the point guard. I'm talking about the center.
Right.
You watching him against Atlanta. And at no point in time does he threaten Capella within 10 feet. When you got the lead and Atlanta has to speed up to shoot threes, you falling right with them with the nonsense.
Right.
You've got the lead. In football, what do we say? You score, you pass to get points, and you run to win the game.
Right.
In that scenario, your running would be, I'm going to foul them the fuck out.
Right. Right.
Capella, whoever else. And I like Capella.
Right.
That's a coaching decision. Because you got your big out there still in the land of, dude, the man is the smoothest 3 big I've ever seen. Great. Ha. But now we're talking about what you're doing now to win certain games. You found out that 2-man game that you thought was the reason why you made the trade in the first place. It works. So why go away from it?
Coaching. Bro, that's what I'm telling you. Why are you giving this man 50 games to figure it out, and then at the end, it's not figured out?
Because I don't have anything else better.
That's the thing that I'm getting at.
I don't have anything else better.
That's the point that I'm getting at, bro.
And as Knicks fans, as emotional as we can be, right? What we gonna do? We're gonna call for what? For a in game. What did that do for Milwaukee last year when they brought Doc in?
Nothing.
The doctor.
Nothing.
Didn't do a damn thing for them.
Right. Right. Doc was a fantastic high school player, by the way.
Doc was
Doc was a parade of
a good NBA player with Atlanta.
before his
Okay,
knees. Them athletes, once they are knee, people forget how athletic Doc Rivers was, bro.
but as a coach, look what Milwaukee did last year. Milwaukee was what at the time? 30-13?
At the 32-9 or some craziness.
Crazy record, right?
Yeah.
And the narrative in the media was, well,
out of dysfunction.
It's this, that. And don't get me wrong, the two stars were not functioning together, but guess what? Their record was still crazy.
Yep. Yep.
You let your nonsense.
You fired a great young coach in Adrian Griffin, who it was not a perfect person, right? Behind the scenes, he's a scumbag, right? A damn scumbag, bro. When you read when his baby mama, his girlfriend, and wife were all on social media, beefing with each other, and Milwaukee was like trying to play it off or whatever. I think that's the real reason why he got fired, right? Personally, like
I wouldn't be surprised because you don't want your coach,
Derek Fisher,
a la Derek Fisher,
right?
And you're supposed to be going home to go visit your sick child. The New York Post has you on the back of the airplane taking pictures with all of the flight crew and what's my man's name's wife? Matt Barnes. That was the start of Matt Barnes driving 200 miles in 0.7 seconds.
Yep, to choke that man out.
Because he was supposed to be with the sick child, and he's at Matt Barnes' house.
Yeah.
On whose watch is that?
Yeah. The Knicks.
This is why you have teams that are successful, Freezy, and why you have teams that when they get in their dysfunction, it's okay to stay in the dysfunction because there's no standard.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got the coach telling you he's got to go for 2 days. What? Where do we do that at?
To go get some noonie.
Somebody got cancer.
Yeah, man.
The last day.
Right.
Coaching.
Man. Yeah.
Where do we do that at?
So that's the point that I'm getting at, man. Like, the thing with Tibbs, man, is at some point. Oh, okay. So here's the thing. I think Tom Thibodeau is Buddy Ryan, and I know I draw that comparison all the time. Buddy Ryan and his 46 defense, right? People forget the Purple People Eaters defense. That's the 46 defense. That's Buddy Ryan on the Purple People Eaters, right? The Vikings get tired of Buddy Ryan's personality, and they just let him walk. Chicago pick him up. All of a sudden, you got Ditka and Buddy Ryan, oil and water. These two dudes don't fit, but they fit for a moment, right? They fit for about how long? They stayed together, 6 years? From like 80 to like 86 or something.
That's a long time.
And like 81 to like 86.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah. And so everybody knew that they were just waiting for Mike Ditka to get fired so Buddy could take that job. That was the sense I had as a Bears fan, right? But
wasn't going to happen.
TJ, what's good? No, it wasn't going to happen because Mike Ditka is a legend. Mike Ditka is a person of the people.
Ditka's a person of the people, but the team didn't like him. And if you look at that Super Bowl, when the game is over, who are they carrying off the field?
Buddy.
They're carrying the defensive coordinator off the field.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling you is as a Chicago Bear fan, we were waiting for Mike Ditka to get fired, right? But then Mike Ditka turned this thing around, get a quarterback, start throwing the football, stop running Walter Payton 500 times a year, right? Try to diversify. That's what he was brought in to do. Sweet. But my thing is with Tom Thibodeau is, does Tom Thibodeau understand that Buddy Ryan type guys don't win championships? Buddy Ryans don't win. Rex Ryans don't win championships.
That's not
right. Fair. You have to be a Ray Perkins type guys. Joe Walton in AD? I know you probably don't remember who Joe Walton is, right? But Joe Walton type guys, they don't win championships.
Yeah, but he's a horrible coach in the big moment.
Bro, Joe Walton, I remember
y'all horrible coach in the big moment.
Bro, I remember him calling the timeout against Cleveland in the playoffs to give Cleveland a chance to kick the game-winning field goal.
Exactly.
He's talking about icing the kicker. He's talking about icing the kicker. But what you really did was give Cleveland enough time for these special units to go out there and set up.
In the big moment, he's a horrible coach,
bro. But
it's the tacticians that you know what I mean. He's guys who they're so stubborn, and Tom Thibodeau, you can classify him as one of those guys.
I know.
They're shooting record threes with everybody else, right? But again, in the key moments of the game,
AD, you remember?
I go back to Game 6, Miami.
Game 6 in Miami, the worst coaching job I've ever seen in the playoffs.
Game 6 in Miami,
right? That Game 6,
it lingers in my mind. Like, bro, the only way they're gonna get it out is to win the championship, yo. It lingers in my mind. It's like when they brought back Woody, the 54 win season. Whenever I would see him on the bench, when the camera would flash to him, I remember him in Game 6. I remember him in Game 1.
Yeah.
When he started Kenyon Martin at the fucking 4.
Yep. Yep.
When Freezy, we went into the playoffs that year, Freezy. We won 14 straight games.
Oh, God. We about to relive it. Oh, God. We about to relive it, bro.
So I laugh at this shit. Once a Knick, always a Knick sometimes, yo. I'm not even lie to you. And we drafted Woody.
Yes, 1980. He was a part of our young core. That's the first time I heard the phrase young core. Michael Ray Richardson, Mike Woodson, Bill Cartwright. Woo. Bro, you remember that young core? That's the first time I heard that phrase, bro.
You don't let losers back in the building.
Hey, man.
I don't care for what. You don't let dudes who don't have championship pedigree and, you could. I remember Woody had a better, when he was coaching Atlanta, when Atlanta was a surprise in the early 2000s and he gave, Boston, and, they just didn't have enough.
Right.
But him at the Knicks coach at that time against Indiana, when you were number 2 seed, you were the 2nd seed. You struggled to finish Boston off when you were up 3-0.
3-0. And you let Jason Terry have a game. You remember that?
Freezy, they were up 24 in the 4th quarter.
Yep.
Knicks fans, I know y'all remember. Let's go there. They're up 28 in the 4th quarter. Boston brings it all the way down to the 2 points, I believe.
Yeah.
If they didn't tie it. Raymond Felton can't bring the ball up. Melo has to then go in the backcourt to not only bring the ball up across half court, but to set up the offense, which eventually comes back to him.
Yeah.
For those of you who still on this, the Knicks should have never traded what they traded for one of the greatest forwards that ever played this game.
Bernard King.
No, but that, but that moment right there, when Melo comes up and drains the 3, slides back. They come back again, bring it around to Hamel. Chop, chaps. That drains the two, finishes them off. Come on now. You need players like that to be able to get a coach like Tibbs to his eventual greatness, which will be winning a championship. Then you would be able to call him great.
See, but here's the thing. There is no evidence that Tom Thibodeau is great in the playoffs.
None.
There is no evidence.
None.
His career playoff record is 38 wins and 47 losses. What are we talking about?
So, and what's his? If you got it there, what's his elimination game record? I'm sure it's under 500 as well.
Yeah, of course it is.
It's probably really bad.
Right.
And I'm not picking on Tom. I don't think you're picking on Tom, but you are under. Yeah, you. I guess we're out there together. Fine. But at some point in time, and I'm not looking at the regular season like that, but I see tendencies in the regular season that, if he doesn't correct, can rear its ugly head in the playoffs again. But that being said, again, the Knicks need another. They need another solid big. They really do.
Right.
Why are they playing Sims? See what I'm saying? Give Airport that time, that chance to be the big that I'm talking about, to help them defensively, getting the rebounds.
Right.
Being a big in the paint. Sims is a waste.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
And so the thing is, AD, even with that, there are a lot of this highway has a lot of lanes on it.
It's like having Jared Jeffries out there. Jared Jeffries was a better player than Sims.
Right. When
I say Jared Jeffries, Knicks fans should be like, "Oh my God, AD, why did you go? Why did you go there?
Why you just put a fly in my coffee?" Right?
You remember when Isaiah signed Jared Jeffries? He told the world, "It's like, I remember this like yesterday. He went, he's gonna balance the plane ride."
Bro, but
Oh.
AD, the thing about the Knicks is there are a lot of things. There are a lot of lanes on this highway, right? One of the things on this highway that we're on is that the Knicks need more to the roster, right? One of the other things too is some of these guys on the roster shouldn't be on the roster, right? The other thing is we got to insulate ourselves against the injuries that are on the way, because the injuries are on the way, bro. And for anybody that thinks me talking about the injury bug is just me putting bad juju on the team, have not watched the Knicks the last 4 years.
No.
A Tom Thibodeau roster cannot. Injuries are gonna happen. It's just a part of our existence. Injuries are going to occur.
So right? We're talking about management again, Freezy.
No, we're talking about
them not pulling the trigger to help, because Freezy, I don't even know what their future pick situation is right now, right? But I guess I'm reasonably assured to think that, well, they have future picks.
Right.
If you don't want to mess with the roster in order to make a trade to this and third, whatever, you got future picks. You can't sit around here while Tibbs is playing them minutes that everybody don't think, well, he's playing them too many minutes, whatever. Oh my God, for you to think that a player under the age of 30 is playing 35 minutes a game. Oh my God.
Right. But it's not the
then make a move to bolster the team, because you just said there's guys on this roster that shouldn't be here. The Colets of the world.
I'm saying Knicks fans think like there are some guys that shouldn't be.
Well, I'm one of them. if you could make a move with a Kolek and, even the first round pick that you got, what's Pacom to bolster the team, he's not going to play. He's not going to be a part of any championship situation here. It's not. We're playing. You can't make the moves that they've made over the last 15 months and then fall short at the finish line. That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Why would you be holding on to a Pacom Dadier and Kolek and whatever? So they're not playing.
Right.
They're not going to be a part of anything. Right. That's just Knicks' hive dream of. I remember I heard that nonsense earlier during the preseason. Kolek is
right. Right. Yeah. But there are a lot of moves that you can make in order. See, the thing about a championship team. Wells, what's good, man? Hotline Bling in the building. Ralph, what's good? Lewis is in the building. Salute. The thing about a championship team, bro, championship teams are extremely top heavy. Since we've been watching basketball, bro, championship level teams have always had one or two players in the top 10 in the NBA as players. Rarely do you see a Kawhi Leonard out of nowhere just drag a franchise to a championship. Most of the times, for instance, if that Golden State Warriors team was healthy, they beat Toronto in 5
games. But I'm glad you mentioned that Toronto team, because that's always I look at the Toronto team in modern basketball, like over the last 10 years or better 7 years or so.
Okay.
As like the turn of what can be done. See what I'm saying? Because that wasn't sustainable for them, but they won the championship.
They put all their eggs in one basket.
Freezy. They got 2 bigs during the year.
They were. You remember the Florida Marlins?
They went and got Gasol and from OKC Surge.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Surge is hitting threes.
Right. But they didn't just get a big. They traded a big for a big.
Yes.
Right. Remember they traded Valanciunas. Remember, Valanciunas was in that young core with DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. Right.
Well, Gasol was a better player.
But Gasol was more ready at the time, because remember he had went through all the wars with Memphis and Golden State. Right.
Remember those Memphis teams?
Yep. And ironically, all those wars with Golden State prepared him for that NBA Finals.
Absolutely.
Right. It was the right move at the right time. The Knicks didn't think about going out and getting. The Knicks are not thinking, what team gives the Dallas Mavericks the most problems, right? They're not thinking that way. They're not thinking like, OKC gives OKC a lot of problems. The Knicks are thinking, man, Landry Shamet's going to change our season. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. Tom Thibodeau is in a press conference complaining about referees, saying that Landry Shamet is doing basketball drills. Really? He's a basketball player. What else is he going to be doing, Tom Thibodeau? And so for the record, I don't want to fire Tibbs, and I'm not down on Tibbs in that type of way, right? Where I am is, bro, there is corrective action that needs to be made. We can't do the same thing. It's Groundhog Day, bro. You can't send me the same message every year and think I'm just going to buy it because y'all rarely talk. Y'all rarely talk, so y'all give us something and we're like, ooh. Nah, bro. Knicks fans are too smart for that. Generally, Knicks fans are too smart for we're just going to accept whatever you tell us type thing. Like you allow us a little bit of access and all of a sudden that's suitable. That's the same. That's sustainable. Nah, bro. We're in year 5 of things that have been repeated every year. Oh, you got to give Tom Thibodeau 99 games to get used to what he's got. Bro, he had an entire offseason. He had a training camp. And you telling me he needs 50 games to get in the flow? Bro, this is not a car. You don't have to warm up your bro. This ain't a car.
This ain't we got fuel injection now.
Yeah. This ain't two adults like some.
Oh my God.
Nah, bro. This is real life. These games matter, right? These games matter, and we keep talking about the same thing every year, different names. Every year, different names. Every year we're talking about the center position.
But I think they gotta bolster this thing, Freezy. I really do. You know what I mean? Because we're gonna get right back to that. See what I'm saying? They look as beautiful as it looks when it can look, because when they're humming, Freezy, they done had how many games they done had 30 assists?
A lot.
When they're humming, ball is moving and threes are rolling. See, that's just my thing. You can't depend on when it's rolling, because you're going to run up to matchup problems some nights.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're going to run up to real matchup problems. And I think you can see it.
Right.
OG is not a 4 to me, a true 4.
No.
But on many nights, you can get away with it because of his talent.
OG is a wing player.
Yes.
OG is a wing player, man. That's it. OG Anunoby is an elite wing player.
And that's what I want him.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I want him to be.
But this is not about the game of chess. This is about the chess master. Right? That's what this is about. Because what it is Knicks fans get so the difference between the Knicks, Boston, and the Lakers is this. Right? The Lakers will complain about the roster and they'll point the finger at the coach like, hey dog, it don't matter what that roster look like. You ain't winning, get your ass out of here. Darvin Ham, and like, hey, bruh, you got LeBron and Anthony Davis. I mean, what?
You a ham sandwich.
You a ham sandwich, dog. You out of here.
You a ham. You out.
Right.
And they did, and I do believe they did Darvin dirty though, for the record. But you didn't win
because he didn't win.
You didn't
Whether
win.
he got done dirty or not, the writing was always going to be on the wall.
Yeah. If they can fire a coach that won a championship, the furthest you got was, don't get me wrong, Tibbs hasn't gotten there for us. He got into a Western Conference Finals and got fired.
Right. Bro, you know what the Lakers told Pat Riley after that loss in 91?
You're fired.
What?
And that was what, first round when he got knocked out the first round after all them finals and championships.
Yeah, they like, hey bro, it was
fired.
It was good while it lasted, bro.
They sent Pat and them ugly jackets to NBC, and when he was horrible in the booth,
he was horrible.
He's horrible in the booth. He was, oh my God, he was uncomfortable.
Yep.
He was horrible in the booth. And the moment he heard that the Knicks situation, well, he saw it because he was in New York. He started angling immediately. Right. Started saying the nicest things about Pat. Yeah, Patrick Ewing is a warrior.
Yeah,
he's a warrior.
When he said, "I respect Patrick Ewing as a man," I was like, "Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is,
this is." But you know, I always liked that dude, Checkers. I think I probably have too much fond memories to him as a general manager or the president. because
he tried, bro.
He tried and he did things the way, you know what I mean? He failed in a couple of things, but you knew he was trying.
Bro, they
drafted
point guards every year. Remember that? Remember how they used to draft point guard every year? They brought in Michael Jackson, then Mark Jackson, then Rod Strickland, then Greg Anthony, then Charlie Wall. They were like bringing in point guards all the time.
They just kept missing on that guy. I remember the night that they drafted Greg Anthony, it was at the Garden. I was there that night. My man from college, he was an usher. I didn't even know he worked there. And me and my boy was sitting like all the way up top, and he saw me and he was like, "Yo, Ant." And he tapped me and he was like, "Nah, come on down here." And me and my boy was on the floor.
Wow.
Right? Of the draft. Like a couple of seats, like right, but he's saying, "Oh, y'all good, y'all got whatever, y'all good right here." We was there that night.
Right.
And the Garden was really wanted. The thing was, the word was the Knicks was trying to get Terrell
Brandon. Yep, Terrell Brandon.
And they just kind of sat there thinking that Cleveland wasn't going to draft him. Surprise. Because Cleveland still had Mark Price.
Yeah.
On the team.
Right.
So it didn't look like they were going to draft him. So again, the Knicks
they had John Bagley. Remember John Bagley, number 5?
Yeah, it was that situation where they liked Greg Anthony. Shout out to Greg. Pretty shirt, Greg. I'm gonna get to Greg in a second. They liked Greg. Greg is coming from UNLV and whatever, but it was Brandon. They sat there thinking just what they did like 20 years later with Curry. They sat there thinking nobody's going to draft Curry, and Golden State drafts Curry, and history's remade. It's one of these things where when I say to you that losers can't come into the Garden, the geriatric one was the general manager at the time.
Yeah.
His man is in Minnesota. Minnesota, I think, has picked 4, 5, and 7 or some shit like that.
Right.
Minnesota drafts 2 point guards.
Johnny Flynn, Ricky Rubio.
Flynn from Syracuse, Rubio from parts unknown.
Right.
Right? You're unable. They obviously didn't like Curry because they had multiple chances to draft him.
Yeah.
You're sitting right there. That's your man. If this not a place where professional nepotism is supposed to happen right there, you don't get that done. You change the course of history. There's no Jordan whatever video footage in the Knicks uniform. What's it that losers can't come back in the building?
AD, that whole scenario made me want to vomit. Made me want to vomit, bro.
Yeah. Do you remember that? Minnesota has like 3 picks. The dude in Minnesota was his young boy.
Yep.
They don't get Walsh doesn't get this done. It changes the Knicks for the next
ever. Yep.
That's what they do. When it's when the only time I can remember, like in draft day, really and truly, where things happen, because certain guys wasn't in, either it was by accident or certain guys wasn't in play, and they're both positive and negative, right? When the Knicks draft Mark Jackson, there's no management really. It's McGuire, who's still an employee of Madison Square Garden, has to make the pick because they're in transition.
Yeah.
So he makes the pick. Right?
How you in transition at the draft?
Because that's what the Knicks 25 years later. Ed Tapscott. Ron Artest is right there.
Yep. Wanting to be a Knick, by the way. He mentioned that this past weekend. I forgive the Knicks for not drafting me.
And who do they draft? Some guy that Vince Carter jumped over his head in the Olympics. Losers can't come back in the building,
bro. But AD, here's the thing about Ron Artest, right? You didn't draft him on draft night, but when Indiana was giving him away for free, the Knicks didn't trade for him. Remember, he went to the Rockets. Nobody remembers Ron Artest on the Rockets. He actually played there.
That series with him against Kobe, when Kobe hit him in the mouth,
right. And here's the other thing.
Ron hit him, and Ron like elbowed him in the face. Dude, yeah. I remember that was a great series.
But here's the thing.
Ron in Sacramento.
Right. Houston was trying to give him away, and Sacramento was like, we'll take him if you pay 70% of his salary and give us a first-round pick. And Houston was like, yeah, we got to get this done.
At that time, Ron Artest was one of the top 15 ball players in the NBA. Easy.
But the Knicks didn't want him. The Knicks had numerous times. When he was a free agent out of Sacramento, he went to the Lakers, right? The Knicks could have signed him then. But you know what they did? They didn't.
I think I saw him the other night when they were like once a Knick, always a Knick, when all the players and shit. And there's a few of them that got invited back into the building that almost made me choke. Right? No disrespect to Ron Artest. Ron Artest, he wasn't a Knick. He was just here for a cup of coffee.
2 cups of coffee.
2 cups of coffee. No, 1 cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I don't think he played 40 games in a Knick uniform.
Okay.
Eddie Curry.
Out front. In the front. Eddie Curry is standing in front of Patrick Ewing.
Yo.
What the fuck? Kenny Walker is standing in front of John Starks. You like what the? Yo, what's good? Yo, salute to the Knicks alum. Salute to the Knicks alumni, though.
Yo, it hurt. Yo, it hurt my being that night. I was like, really? You had to find that you really wanted fans to remember the Eddie Curry years?
Why was Amari in the back?
You might as well have had him and Jerome James in the building at the same fucking time standing there. Remember that? They were the twin. They were going to be the new Twin Towers.
He couldn't fit in the front. Yo, and the thing is, why was Gerard Mustaf not there? And shout out to him.
I'd rather have seen Gerard Mustaf because the guys who should have been there. Why wasn't Xavier McDaniel?
Yeah.
If you're gonna bring memorable,
where was
positive energy, even Anthony. Oh my God, Anthony Bonner.
Why was Anthony Bonner not there?
You know what I mean? Like Chris Childs,
Ray Williams. Is Ray Williams still alive?
I don't know. Well, Ray Williams, guys who had like
Bill Cartwright. Where was Bill Cartwright?
Bill. Guys who had some, success here,
right?
Been to the playoffs,
right?
You just got Eddie O. When they said Eddie Curry, I ran to the TV.
Right.
I couldn't believe it.
I'm not gonna front.
I couldn't believe. I'm like, you, Eddie Curry.
I respect what they did with inviting people back to get the taste out of people's mouths, right? With certain guys,
you could send him a check. I'm sure. I'm sure everybody got a nice, because Dolan is classy like that.
Those jackets were fire, bro.
The jackets is fire. All of that. All of that. You didn't eat. I'm not saying he can't. No, not even in the building. I don't give a damn. Not even in the building. Right. I don't give a damn. Get out of here. You can get your money off scene.
Right.
Get out of here. That man, I remember when they brought that man back. My first time going to Vegas. I think this is like 2005 or something like that. The Knicks were there for, the training camp or whatever, and they were like, Eddie Curry's gonna come and he's lost a lot of weight and he's gonna appear, And I remember I was telling my lady at the time, I was like, yo, I know we at the tables and we doing this, we doing that, whatever, but I think I want to go see the Knicks a little bit. She said, you want to go see the Knicks? And I'm like, we're on vacation.
We're on vacation, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but they just died down the street, right? So she was like, all right, cool, we could do it. I think the day before the training camp thing, they had a special workout with Dolan and them was going to be there. Eddie Curry from them. Eddie Curry wears like a 17 double E in sneakers. The man forgets his sneakers for the workout. Or that was the word. The man forgot his sneakers, freezing.
You know, you just make me mad. That's like going to work and forgetting your laptop. Like, how you gonna go to work and forget your laptop? The laptop is more important than you.
No. I was like, all right, baby, we ain't going to training camp. We good on the train. Next day on the training camp, yeah, we good. Wait, hey, Ray Williams, yes, he did pass. Oh my God, salute, Gus Williams, salute Ray Williams.
Yeah, man.
And those guys that, what I mean, but just to see him and certain cats, I'm like, y'all guys, y'all didn't, y'all wasn't a part of nothing. Y'all wasn't those are not times that I want to remember. We gotta get there. No, I don't want to remember that.
Friday Night Knicks.
I want to Freezy. There was a night when Isaiah was coaching, and they were playing the Nets, and it was one of them few nights that Eddie Curry was having, which is the dominant game for him. I think he had like 23. Because remember, if he ever got more than 7 rebounds in a game, it was like
he was balling. That man
played. He was balling.
50 minutes.
He could get you some points in the paint. Uber athletic, big, whatever. When he wanted to play defense, he could actually play defense, but he was a walking foul and a walking horrible basketball awareness.
Because he was shorter than NBA centers and he had short arms.
But he was
a behemoth.
Yes, he's not Sims, right? I'm gonna be fair. He's not Sims, right? But that night, I think he had 23 and 6 or something. The Knicks are up by like 5 or 6. Isaiah that year, I remember it was him and Howard that were going for like the centers or whatever. And they were actually comparing him to Dwight Howard. Dear God. I think he actually averaged 19 points that year for the Knicks. All right. The Nets still had, what's my man that went to UConn? Cliff Robinson. Cliff Robinson and them, and he was a vet by then. Cliff Robinson and the Nets in like seems like a 50-second span or a minute and a half span, they go on a run, right? Or start closing or whatever. Isaiah puts Eddie Curry back in the game. It's him. What was my dude? The double-double. The white player that we used to have.
David Lee. It's
him, David Lee, and I think Channing Frye might have been in the game all at the same time. Clifford Robinson went over the back of all 3 of them, if I remember correctly, and he gave David Lee a black eye at the same time. because Eddie Curry could not corral the rebound. He was like right there. It was one of the most disgustingest plays I've ever. I mean, it was like a Friday night. It was like, dear God.
David Lee is one of my favorite Knicks of all time.
Yes, but he's associated with a bad time.
Yeah, and David Lee.
All those doubles to me was just like, it was a bad.
It was window shopping because he was a terrible defender. He was a 10. Oh,
and he was out there the other night. I'm like, he should be in Golden State. He won a championship with them.
He won. Yeah, David Lee was a terrible defender, but not for a lack of trying.
Not for a lack of trying. He's super athletic. Super athletic. I remember Marbury threw him a pass from like half court, and he caught it in a reverse and double pumped and threw it back.
Yep.
Very athletic.
AD, I'm gonna tell you something real quick, man. One of my uncles saw him at Florida and thought he was gonna be Tom Chambers. No lie, hand to the man. That's what he said. He's like, hey, that boy played like Tom Chambers.
He had that type of talent because if you remember that the season before they traded him, right? There were a lot of nights of 24 and 15, 24 and 18.
09.
Yeah, 24, 26 and 12.
When they moved him to center. You remember when they moved him to center? It was him and Zach Randolph playing together.
But they were losing. It's not until my God, look at it. I would have rather seen Zach Randolph be back.
Right.
Just as a reminder of something that you should not have done.
Right.
Which was trade Zach Randolph. Because they basically, when they traded Randolph and Crawford, and they gutted the team and Lee, and they gutted, because remember, they all of a sudden they started playing well. Really well.
Right.
But the word was, again, this is the early parts of the LeBron nonsense that D'Antoni has a relationship with LeBron and you're going to be able to get LeBron and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and all that nonsense. And that doesn't happen. And when they trade Zach Randolph, Zach then goes to Memphis and becomes a fucking Hall of Famer.
Basically.
I remember that man dominating KD. When KD had to say that man's the best forward in the game.
Yep.
They gave that up for they then have to then pivot when he doesn't come to get Amari. Amari at that point in time, if you're talking about straight up Amari versus Zebo, right?
Right.
Amari's on a leg and a half.
Yeah.
Phoenix wasn't going to give him a new contract.
Nope.
Not to what he wanted.
Right. Not what he felt like he deserved.
Not to what he felt like he deserved.
Remember,
right?
Amari rehabbed twice. Remember, Amari had knee and two devastating. He had one early in his career, and he came back stronger. Right? You were like, damn. Remember, I think Amari was like, the first knee injury, Amari was like 235. And people
just don't remember that Zach Randolph is for a good 5 to 6 years. Zach Randolph is one of the top two forwards in the game.
Right. Yep. I agree. I agree with you that Amari 235 thing. Remember when Amari got hurt, right?
It just didn't make any sense because you didn't have. He had been toying with you. He, being LeBron, had been toying with you since the moment before they got into the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You already had Zach Randolph, but because you had a horrible management structure, you get Zach Randolph, you try and pair him up with Eddie Curry. Why?
Why?
Come on now.
Eddie, what does this have to do with Tibbs?
That's what we do.
I was like, yeah, he gonna get Tibbs in a second.
That's what we do.
He gonna get Tibbs in a second, right?
I mean, we've said it. We said it 1,000 times, Feezy. I don't gauge him during the regular season necessarily, but during the regular season, there are times that I want to see him develop habits that I think should translate in the playoffs.
But he won't.
Then he'll be out of here.
But he won't, and he'll be 67 in January.
Then you know what? Then there'll be a cry for him to get fired.
Yeah,
Brunson and them is going to be upset. But
they already have their coach in place.
No, it's not Big Brunson. No, no, it's not Big Brunson. No,
okay,
no,
okay.
They couldn't sell that,
bro. Not only will they sell it,
you couldn't sell it.
They're gonna transition you into it where it feels like it's the right thing to do.
No, you couldn't sell that.
Let's put the old coach out the pasture and keep continuity. We're just gonna keep the continuity thing going. We're gonna give him a chance. We're gonna rally around Rick, right? We're gonna rally around Rick, and we're gonna see how far we can take this thing, right?
No,
and then you won't be able to fire Rick.
I don't think you could sell it. I mean, if I was Rick, I'd be angling for it. Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely, but I don't think they could sell it, and I don't think it's because Brunson is way, unless he's not what he said he is. He said he's tied to Tibbs. See, that's why he came here. I've seen him on the podcast say that. That's why he came here. And as long as Tibbs is here, if you dip Tibbs, which if he doesn't do what we think he's supposed to do this year, and I think to all Knicks fans, even inside our delusions and outside of our delusions, we do believe he should be in the finals this year.
If they lose tonight at 6:00, bro, there's nothing else you can tell me.
No, come on, Freezy. We're not even 30 games in. Come on.
Yeah, but we do this every year. Every year, y'all tell me this, and every year I'm like, yo, when the playoffs get here, we're gonna be hurt. Our point guard is dribble. Every year I tell y'all that, bro, and y'all be like, nah, bro, man, we ain't even 60 games in yet, bro. You got to get that man some time.
No, because we never had Cat. And as much as I bodied him earlier because I want to see Cat, be more than just like I remember you remember going into the season, some of our early conversations on here. God damn it. How you gonna do me like that?
Bro, it's the same thing. What are we doing?
No, but I'm saying, Freezy, is we didn't have Cat. You gotta be fair to that. That's just fair. We didn't have Cat.
And this time last year, bro, you gotta let Dante get his groove. Dante, it's the Nova
different
boy.
Team. I mean, it's still
ain't nobody got time for that.
Every year, it's the same thing. Every year, it's the same thing.
Freezy, what's the other option? We've already said you're not firing him in season. You don't want him to get fired. You just want him to do better. So you're a believer at the altar because you just want him to do better,
bro.
You at the altar with us, baby. Come on now.
This is Romeo and Juliet.
Yes.
It's a love story.
Yes,
but it's also a tragedy.
It's been that way for us, but I don't think it ends up that year.
That's my point, AD. That was the whole point. The point of me talking this morning by myself. It's a love story, but don't forget, it's a tragedy.
Yeah. No.
It's gonna end.
No, I know. I'm not going. No, Dad, I'm not gonna. Now we're gonna part ways. We're gonna part.
Where is your proof that it's gonna end differently?
We're gonna part ways because I'm a believer. I'm at the altar. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. Yeah, I'm at the altar. Me and the Right Reverend Lennox Thomas and
the justice of the peace. Yeah.
Me and Pastor Divine and all of them, we out there. I'm sprinkling holy water. Absolutely. This is my squad. And at the end of the day,
right.
I do believe. Don't get me started. I do believe that because Freezy, I want to wholeheartedly believe that the moves that they've made to get to this position to reshape the team, Freezy, They can't look at the team now and say, you know what, that's it. They just can't. See what I'm saying? Like, I'm not only talking about a big, I'm also talking about a wing. When everybody sees you go solid, I'm not only talking about a big, I'm also talking about another wing.
AD, bro, it don't matter. It don't matter who you bring in here.
You don't believe in Tibbs
every year.
Is that
every
the word?
year, like,
Is that how you officially feel? You don't believe in Tibbs?
I feel as if until this thing corrects itself, because he ain't gonna do it. He'll be 67 in January, bro. That man ain't gonna change.
He just got a new 4-year deal, Freezy. He's not going anywhere, Freezy.
Right. Yep.
He's not going anywhere. So at the very least, he's going to be here for the next 2 years. And they'll sell you, whatever improvements they need to make.
Away.
That's just I'm going to go back a couple of years again. Because during that pandemic year, right? Or no, during Brunson's first year, I remember you and I having this conversation on air and off air. And I was saying to you, look, Toronto is divesting themselves. Van Fleet, they really, truly needed a backup to Brunson. Someone that was ready. Not that Quickly wasn't ready, but no, he wasn't at that level yet. Because remember, Quickly still hasn't had a good playoff games with the Knicks. And his career is over here with the Knicks. Let's just keep it 100. When they really needed to make that maneuver, they made a move for Hart, but they also needed to make a move for a true backup. Instead of going all the way balls to the wall to Toronto for Van Fleet, they decide not to. Van Fleet then in the offseason then goes to Houston. But whether he was going to Houston or not, if you traded for him, it was worth. A player like that was worth the piece that could have taken you at least to the conference finals. That's just the facts. And they didn't make that maneuver. Remember, in that game 6 in Miami, when they took Brunson off the floor, they lost the lead and was never able to regain it.
Right.
When they needed a true vet to help them, a true difference maker. I don't care if Toronto wanted 5 first-round picks at that time for Van Fleet. I'd have paid it. Because there was a definitely opening for the Knicks. I remember, Freezy, you were the one you said it first. That year you were like, the Knicks can go to the Knicks can go to the finals. You had shows on it.
Yep. But
and I'm back.
Who's pulling the trigger again?
Well, it's not just because we're not going to get. Since we've been talking here, you haven't by name mentioned Leon Rose. Is this what? Is this you're absolving Leon Rose of?
Absolutely.
Oh wow.
Absolutely.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
You know how you watch Law and Order and the little thing jung come up when they find out something in the show, like the suspect you've been chasing is innocent. Now it's apparent. And then do you see Ice-T walking down the street? Jung. Leon Rose has nothing to do with this, bro.
So you believe he's giving him enough?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
There's only so much talent you can give a coach before you start pointing at the coach.
I don't think he's giving him enough. And I've pointed to, if you want to say for this team, okay, but parts of your team is still not here.
I wonder why. I wonder why they're not here.
Because what? You decided to give a guy several years ago a 4-year deal who had never played as much. I think the most Mitch had ever played was 69 games, maybe 70. Maybe 70. He's been hurt every year of his career.
Yeah. You resign.
And that's a management decision. The Knicks decided to re-sign him.
Yeah.
I'm not killing it because he's a talent, but that's on your record. It's on your record.
AD. The simple question is this though. do the Knicks have a championship pedigree? And I'm telling you that they do. I don't think your coach has a championship pedigree. He's always going to press the wrong buttons or not press the right button at the right time.
It's hard to believe. Freezy, I'm there with you, and it's one of the topics that I did want to talk about. He may be one of those guys that can get you but so far. And I think that would
He's Moses in the Bible. He's Moses in the Bible, bro. Like he legit is the one that goes into Egypt land and tells Pharaoh, "Let my people go. Get my people out of the lottery. Get my people out of the lottery." But he's not the dude that's going to take them.
Yeah, it was that bad. It really was. And I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound ungrateful. You know, I always want to make sure I pay him the proper respects and so forth when it comes to certain things. The proper homage and respect. And, you know, he's one of those guys, you know, the door will always be, you know, you'll always be welcome and so forth. But we're talking about winning it all, you know. And I went and looked back at some of those.
You know who took them people to the promised land? It was Aaron, a follower of Moses. That was his brother. Yeah. That's his brother, blood brother, right?
Sometimes you're not going to be the one that goes all the way.
Right. You are the bridge. That's what that's the vibe that Tom Thibodeau give me. That's why when I mentioned Rick Brunson as being the guy, I'm not saying Rick Brunson is going to be Red Auerbach, right? That's not what I'm saying. But you don't get to this level if there is not some level of talent and buy-in, right? It's basically what I'm saying is I think Jalen Brunson plays harder for Rick than he would for Tibbs.
Wow. I don't know if he can play any harder because Tibbs demands a lot. That's part of the problem from some people. Some people view like he demands too much because of the minutes and wanting you to play defense at every turn. See what I'm saying? So I don't know if I would say that.
His voice, they don't listen to him no more, bro.
I don't think you could sell it. No, I think they still listening to him. No, I don't think you can sell it. A Brunson.
You got to change successful coaches at least every 5 or 6 years, at least.
Well, okay, I'll even go there with you, right? But not when you're the Knicks. You see,
you absolutely.
The Lakers could do that. When the Knicks, when you already said it, he went into Egypt. Let my people go.
Right.
He was the one. Right, to really to bring us to this,
then walked around the wilderness for 40 years.
No, we're not that. Oh, we're not that.
Oh, God, right? That's where we are right now. We're a second round team.
Damn, Freezy.
We're a second round team.
We just got Cat, Freezy. Come on now.
No,
come on now.
Tibbs got us out of the lottery.
Cat wasn't there. We just got Cat.
Right. Brunson wasn't there for the whole time either.
Brunson wasn't there neither.
OG Anunoby wasn't there for the whole time.
Yeah, I think
Bridges wasn't there for the whole time.
He just got here. This is a new day. We got to see him. If you want to be 100, and let's be 100 serious. If you want to say he fails at the end of this year, and enough's enough, I'm before you get out, enough's enough, Dennis Taylor. Tell me something. I'm ready to fire him. Because I'm giving him this year with this team and hoping that management bolsters the team.
AD, I'm telling you that these guys have been paid. They are accomplished. These dudes want to win championships, bro. It's not about the money or none of that. Bro, these dudes want to win championships, bro. They want to win. They want to win championships. Otherwise, why would they come here? Cat's not going to get a raise now that he's here. Cat's contract is set.
But he's here because Tibbs wanted it. If Tibbs didn't want him, he wouldn't have been here. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it all the way. Because remember, Tibbs already coached him. And from what you heard, this is why you can't listen to media and this, that, and the third, because from what you heard originally, they didn't get along. Cat, didn't like being pushed by him when he was 23, 24-year-old Cat. Now he's 28, 29-year-old Cat. It's a different story. You could see it. In some moment, a lot of moments, the aggressiveness and, just a ferocity that he's kind of taking on.
Cat has always been this player, bro. Cat is not doing anything new. It's just he's doing it in New York where everybody can see it versus doing it in Minnesota where
the energy is different. And I watched a lot of his Minnesota games.
Of course, are you talking about his energy or the energy in those places?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Okay. Because Minnesota is not a team that is used to any kind of playoff success at all. I can only remember them going to the playoffs with KG a couple of years, and even with Love, when Love was putting up all of those numbers for year in, year out, they were winning 23, 24, 25 games.
Right.
So I don't remember them as being
with 8 people in the stands.
Yeah, I don't remember them. And then after that, it's not until Thibodeau get there and they get back and they win a playoff game,
bro. But think about what you're saying. The playoffs there is the gold standard, not a championship. The playoffs.
Yeah,
not a championship. Not a championship.
No, the playoffs, because they ruined their teams a lot. A lot of bad direction, a lot of bad moves in Minnesota. Minnesota doesn't get enough stabs as far as being a bad organization throughout their years.
I'm not AD. Respectfully, I'm gonna just say this straightforward to you, bro. No, I'm not giving this dude more time. I'm not getting on this hope train. I'm not. This is why I'm not giving these dudes more time. Right?
So what do you want, Freezy? What would make you happy? What would make you happy here going forward in the regular season? Give me a record number that would make you happy for the rest of the regular season?
AD, you know what?
Are you expecting 60 wins?
I don't care what the record is. I want you to win in big moments, because when you lose in big moments, it lets me know that when other big moments come, you are gonna lose. Right? That's what I'm saying. Yo, you can't deny the fact that certain things are an indicator on what's to come. Right? When you stub your toe, you know pain is coming. Right? Right. How much time are we going to get? Bro, you had 4 full years. They turned the roster over every year to suit your shortcoming. And every year, you're like, yeah, I understand what my shortcoming is. I just need some time to adjust. You don't even give your girlfriend that many chances.
Facts.
What are we saying?
Facts. But, Freezy, I can't argue with you. You're right. I can't argue with you. You're 100% correct. But we have to settle. We have to be the ones to be the grown-ups in the building to settle the seas and keep things under control.
Probably.
Yes, Latoria B. Tell him. He's out there on the ledge. I tried to talk him down. I've tried to pull him off the ledge. No, man, I've tried my best.
No, bro.
But I guess my best wasn't good enough.
Oh man!
Because here we are.
That love song.
back where we started.
Right.
As we always do,
bro. Yeah. It's simple to me, bro. Is we go through the same thing every year. Every year around this time, we have the conversation about the roster being flawed. Give Tibbs time. We make a trade. We get somewhat hot. We cool down. We find out that our coach is being out-coached in major moments. And then we're like, well, you know what to fix it? Go out and get more talent. No, that's not going to fix it. Right?
All right, Freezy.
Yeah, that's not going to fix it, bro. With AD, you know what we have to do? we have to overcome these major moments, right? These major like the Emirates Cup in the grand scheme of things, it's important to some people. It's not important to other people, right? Right. But in the grand scheme of things, Atlanta has picked us out as somebody to pick on. And every time we play them, they show us that a lesser talented team can beat a more talented team if you don't have your things in order.
Yeah, because we're just playing them wrong. It's a real that's to the Tibbs thing that you're saying. It's just, and I said it after the first time when I saw them. I said, we're playing them wrong. You have to exert what you do best against a team like that. You gotta make them get up off your back. They got between Johnson and Daniels, if they don't fuck around with that over the next couple of years with that, whatever, they can just get better. I'm just gonna, and I don't want to toot Atlanta's horn, but yeah, they can give you problems at the head of the attack, because that's what 6'6", 6'7", right? And uber athletic.
Yeah, 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", yeah.
Yeah, uber twitchy. They don't fall for this, they don't fall for that. They remain in defensive position, and they could give you a Darryl Dawkins, your mama. Yeah.
Yeah, so and that's my point is every December, right? Since I've been doing this show, since I've been on the internet so I've been at this about 7 years, right? Every December, Knicks fans sing the same song. The 4 years we've been doing this channel, Knicks fans sing the same song in December. They're like, bro, just hope that things get better. Just hope that Boston gets worse. Nah, bro, you can't. That's not how you exist when you want to be number one. When you number one, you can't say I'm satisfied being number 4, because 1, 2, and 3 will get worse.
But Freezy, I think, Oh, look at the Boston point, right? Boston was in cardiac arrest. They get rid of a young coach that had just got them to the finals.
Yep.
For a dude that really and truly, they weren't sold on him, but they had to be sold enough to be like, yo, you take over the reins.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And he fumbled that first year.
Yep.
And they trusted him enough to bring him back and history.
Yep. They brought up a young coach.
But I say that to say the players grew from Udoka to the new coach. But the players took a lot of responsibility. They made the right look.
But Udoka wasn't the blueprint. It was Brad Stevens. Remember, that was Brad Stevens' job first.
Yeah, but Brad Stevens had failed. He kept failing. Brad had never gotten into the finals.
Brad Stevens was failing with 22-year-olds.
Yes, but he had never gotten into the finals. And remember, they traded Kyrie. They were. You see what I'm saying? I get it. You're correct, Freezy. Don't get me wrong. But he's proven to be a better GM than a coach.
Right.
Straight up. But Freezy, I got to rock, sir.
Yeah, I got to get it, man.
We got to leave
in like 6 minutes, bro. We got to
get out of here. Well, we don't know where this journey started once again, but we know where it ended. It ended with you. Look for me and Freezy in the whirlwind. Peace, y'all. Garvey.
Yeah. Look out your window. Knicks fans is on your block. Y'all know the Knicks run the city. Pull them shades back. Look out your window. Look down there on the block. That's Knicks fans right there. It's about that time. It's about that time of the week where you get ready for your work week with the man that is so smooth he does not require a chaser the main man, the real Anthony D.